Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. My name is Kumar Singh. I am a legal intern in LEXIS and Company. So in this video we are going to discuss that what is constitution and constitutionalism. So starting from constitution, it's the supreme law of land, the basic law of a state which set out how the state will be organized, the power and authorities of government between different political units, and by stating and the basic principle of the society. According to the Black Law Dictionary, it's the fundamental and organic law of a nation or state that establishes the institution and system of government, defines the scope of government, governmental sovereignty power, and guarantees individual rights and liberties. So, now coming on constitutionalism, the doctrine or system of government in which the governing power is limited by enforcing rule of law and concentration of power is limited by various checks and balance so that the basic rights of individual and groups are protected. Basically, constitutionalism is a commitment to limitation on ordinary political power. It revolves around a political process and one that overlaps with democracy in seek of balanced state power and individual and collective right. It draws on particular culture and historical context from which it emerged and it resides on political consciousness. So, constitutionalism recognizes the need of the government with which power, but at the same time insists that limitation be placed on those power. It invades checks and balance by restriction of power of governmental organs by not making them uncontrollable. So now coming on the difference between constitution and constitutionalism. A constitution can be defined as fundamental law, custom, conversation, rule and regulation, how a country is governed, while constitutionalism can be defined as a principle which is not just a constitution but put limitation on the activities of individual and the government. The implementation of constitutionalism is that in exercise of powers, the government should be limited by law. It authorizes over the people independent on its observation of the limitation under the law. Those limitations are usually enshrined in the constitution. A constitution is a charter of government deriving its whole authority from the governed. Constitutionalism means limited power and limited limitation on the government. So now let's have a look that from where the constitutionalism has evolved. In the past, constitutions were promulgated by kings. The concept of governing a country on the basis of a constitution drafted by a special representatives is the product of democratic revolution. Constitutionalism first found in expression in the Philadelphia Convention in the US, and it was the first nation to experiment with a written constitution. The American Constitution laid the foundation of the art of constitutionalism. Later, French Revolution succeeded in giving a greater development to the constitutionalism. Constitutionalism suggested a way of reconciling of power of the state with individual liberty and rights. The evolution of these rights has a long history in the UK, USA, and France. Magna Carta in 1215, Habeas Corpus Act of 1679, Bill of Rights in 1689 in the UK, Declaration of Independence in 1779 in USA and France, Declaration of Right of Men and Citizens of 1789. After the end of conflict between monarchs and federal lords, the result of revolution of different kinds in France, USA, USSR, and the other overthrow of the colonial rule in the third world countries, the concept of constitutionalism has taken deep root. A constitution can be defined as the fundamental law, custom, conventions, rule, and regulations of how a country is governed. While constitutionalism can be defined as a principle where it not just a constitution but put limitation to the government activities of individual and the government. So I hope you find the video informative. So please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.